Hello you beautiful peeps, my name's John, welcome to my channel. Today we have the WL Toys 144001 and as you can tell it is a new in November 2021. And that's significant because there's three things on this video that I'd like to test, but I can only test two of them unfortunately, but I'll tell you about the third anyway. Number one, what has changed with the WL Toys 144001 since April 2020? Some of you may know that I started my channel with two of these beauties, and I'd just like to see if anything's changed. I'm not sure that anything has, but you never know. Number two, have they started to put grease in? I know the answer, no, but we need to get in and see anyway. And number three, which is what I'll be doing on the next video, is does grease improve the top speed? If you saw my last video on this car, you saw that we reached, what was it, 47 to 51 kilometers an hour? And it should be 60. And I thought that was really weird because the 124018 that I have hit 59. So I was a little bit confused, but I thought best thing to do, take it apart, grease the differentials, and then see if anything has changed. So let's get on. Okay, ladies and gents, to let you know, where possible, I will be fast forwarding through, but I will be stopping and showing you the screws that come out. To start with, we have to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I will be using this just to make it quicker, okay? On these ones here, on the steering columns, as you can see, they are in fact a little bit glued. Sometimes when you undo the top, one of the bottom ones come undone, so you've just got to put a screwdriver in the other side to hold it. But in this case, I am lucky. Am I lucky for a second time? Yep, that never happens. And these two here, and the two at the back there. Oops, sorry about that. And as you can see, this whole part comes off now. I am just going to cut this to get everything out of the way because it makes it easier for you guys to see, but be very careful. There we go. Okie dokie, everything out of the way. Now, what I'm going to do on both the front and the rear, but I'll do them one at a time, is I'm going to undo these two here to get the shocks completely out of the way. So, where possible, just put screws back in, as it stops you having a long line of screws as well. Okay, and then what we have to do is the tie rods on these here, both sides need to come off. Buy a set of these if you don't have them. You put it, actually let's do this side more light. Put it in, pull it back, and the ball joint should just pop off, he says so confidently. Come on. There we go. And then again on the other side. So hard to do with that hand. There we go. Turn it back around. So now we have the shocks out of the way and we have the tie rods disconnected. Now, as you can see on that side, that comes up. Does this side come up? Yes. So they have little bearings, so be aware if you've got one of these bearings laid around, it's come from these things here. If you actually see down here, there is actually a bearing the lower bearing of this that has stayed there, and here is the bearing from that one there. So I will just put that into position so it's not lost. The reason that has to come off is because you now have 1, 2 screws there, 3, 4, 5, and 6 screws that need to come off. Do it at that angle. If you note, all of these screws are the same. Excellent. Right, now this lifts off. Tiny little bit of grease in there. And once again, there is some grease there, but is it actually on the gears? Maybe a little bit. Not a lot, but maybe a little bit. Okay, so this is the front differential. Let me just get that out of the way. I need some paper. And we need to get rid of the grease here. I'm going to be using my usual white lithium grease. That's why I'm clearing as much of this grease away as I can. If I hold it up to the mic. It's not the smoothest sounding one, is it? So now you have 4 screws that need to come out. I will lower you down for this section. There we go. And let's get on. Excellent. So, do we have grease inside, ladies and gents? What do you think? Well, in fact, yes, there is grease inside. And more than there usually is. But still, we're going to be clearing it out anyway. That's a surprise, which means that it is just naturally slow. A lot slower than it ever used to be, that's for sure. So in here, as you can see, you've got the 4 cone gears, as I call them. You just need to get in and pull one out. Don't be scared about this, because I'm going to show you how to put them back in afterwards. And then below you've just got that same gear as the one that's at the top here. So I'm just going to quickly clean things up. Now, be aware, on these, there could be little shims or spacers or washers, as you see here. Make sure that you don't lose them. You need 4 of those for the 4 cone gears. Excellent. So, at this point, you should have 2 pins, 4 cone gears, and 4 shims, okay? Now, concerning the pins, if you notice, they have little gashes taken out of them. These have to sit perfectly on top of each other, like so, okay? If they were to sit that way, nothing will work. So it's very important that they go in the right way. So lithium grease, mix it up and squidge it in. like so. Now, the lower one will have the gash facing upwards, and as you can see, you've got the 4 screw holes there, so it's the middle and across where the pins will go. Oh. There we go. I don't think you can see that it's facing upwards, but I'll show you it when it's in position. Do not push it down straight away into the grease, because you need to make sure that the other one is sat across from it, okay? This one obviously will be facing with the gash downwards. Uh-oh. Okay, now while you're here, push the cone gears into their corner, like so. They're all in. And then as you can see on the bar, you see how that is now, why is this not focusing? There we go, sat across from each other. So I usually just get these, and I will now push on the upper bar down, squidge, beautiful. That's it. Now all you need to do is line up the 4 holes, like so. Do not be tempted to turn it at this point to make sure everything is okay. That would be bad, because you can knock it all out of alignment and have to start again. Also, do not tighten everyone up straight away. When you come to finally tighten it up, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's up to you, left or right-handed. Do not tighten up too much. If you tighten up too much, it actually squeezes everything together and it doesn't work properly anymore, okay? Hold on to the center and turn. Once you've seen that it's actually turning the opposite way, you can then grab either side and start to mix it up nicely, getting the grease everywhere. And if I hold it up to my mic, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, that is number 1 already. What I forgot to say was which way this goes in, whether it goes in with that way or this way. Now, I've done this so many times that I know, but I should have mentioned it right at the start. With the WL Toys, on the left hand side faces you, right hand side faces away. Okay, even if the car's turned the other way, it's still the same thing. Just make sure right hand side is facing away from you. So once it's in position, you need to just double check that the bearings here are in the grooves where they should be. If I hold that up, you'll see they are in fact in position. And then if you grab one of the rear wheels and turn, you'll see that everything's turning. We just need to grease this up as well. WL Toys has a tendency of putting all the grease here, but it never seems to transfer very well to the actual gears, so I actually put it on the gears. Yeah. Okay, how am I going to do this? Because it doesn't want to turn. Excellent. Now, we just need to put it back together. So, get this again. That end, obviously, with the hole goes here. Just get the steering out of the way for a sec. Put it nicely into position. You also need to make sure, that these bearings are seated nicely, but you wouldn't be able to get the lid on or the casing on if they weren't. So then you need to put the 6 screws back in. So let's do that right now. Right. No, wrong one. They go down here, not there. Whoops. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, we have to get these dog bone CVDs in, or drive shafts. So again, I'll turn that around and show you. So that goes in there. Come on. And then you can plop this one, once it's in position, back on. Hard click, like so. I'll just get that out of the way and show you on this side a little bit more light. Now, if they won't go in, okay, you can use your trusty pliers again to grab and pop. There you go. You see how when I turn this one forward, that one goes backwards. That's what's supposed to happen. So we can now put the steering back. Oops. Like so. Excellent. While the top tray is off, these will keep on popping out. Just keep an eye on them, make sure you don't lose any bearings. And then the 2 screws at the front for the suspension. Oh, no, that's wrong. Because it goes into the actual swing arm and then the screw goes through. There we go. That is the front done already. For the rear, there's a couple of bits that need to be done. Firstly, this cover needs to be taken off, just put to one side. And then this little black thing needs to pop off as well. It could fly off far, but just try and keep it under control. Come on. There we go, like so. That goes back in there, obviously, afterwards. Excellent. Same principle as the front. We have to take off the shocks, so we'll just do the 2 lower ones here. Excellent. And these 2 have to come off as well. So once again, just grab and twist. Now with the rear, the dog bone actually falls out like so, or drive shaft. So just put those to one side. And then, yeah, let's try this way. Come on. There we go. And again, that one just comes out. Beautiful. Now again, it's exactly the same as the front. There are 6 screws that need to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last 2 are, oops, sorry about that. Actually, let's go that way, that'll be a bit better. Are here. 5 and 6. So. Excellent. Okay, now as you can see, the rear comes off in one chunk again. Take the 2 screws, 1, 2, oops, 3, and I've got 1 missing. Is it still in there? Yeah, it's still in here. I'm going to leave it in there. As you can see, it is still in there though. Cool, excellent. As you can see, this is facing away. So, lift it up, bring that in. This one I'm just going to rush through because obviously you've just seen me do it with the front. These washers on these ones seem to be stuck. So I need to make sure that that one goes in the right side. But I've only got 2 washers, which is just no good. I am just going to make sure it didn't get caught to the piece of paper I just threw in back in a moment. It did not. Not on my hands either. So, not sure what's going on there. Be aware though, it could in fact be that they didn't require 4 of them. I mean, that's bugging me that that's not coming off. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that anymore. But what I am going to do is obviously that one there I feel has one on already. And this one I will just replace. And then we'll see how it turns afterwards. It may be that I need to take it all apart and take one of them out. So let's get on. The reason I've done that, I've taken it apart again, is these ones are far too thick and I don't feel that it's right having them in there. So see what I mean about if you get too much grease on it, it's hard to see. Okay, you see how that is stuck. So something's not right with this rear one. Let's get back into it. exactly what I said on the first video. So hard to see, but I'll try and keep my hands steady. You see how this uphold bar has turned around? Okay, I'm just going to put this on and hold it and see. Doesn't even look like it's sitting properly, does it? No. See, I've done 1,000 of these and anything can go wrong, and I'm not willing on continuing until it's correct. So I'm going to take them out and clean it up. Aha! Look down here. What a rookie mistake, John. But anybody can make it, so... Aha! Right then. Okay. Let's try again. That one has a washer on. I can see it's attached. I don't know why it's not coming off. It's driving me nuts. This one's going over to there. Let's try again, shall we? Eureka! Excellent. It's important to understand there is no point continuing if they aren't turning. You will just take it all apart again at a later date. i.e. straight away. Unless you leave it. Because you want it locked diffs. Listen. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, away from me and in the position. Again, check here to make sure that the gears are in position. If they are, you can go ahead and put your little spacer back in right now. So many times I've forgotten to do that. Right hand side, away from you. This can go back in position. That way around. Nice. And then this on again. Does it all fit? Yes. I have the one at the rear that's already in, so I'm going to just quickly tighten that up. Four of them at the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 2 at the rear. This is the one I just, oops, sorry. This is the one I just tightened up, and this is the one I'm about to tighten up. Excellent. Okie dokie. So we need to get the dog bone drive shafts back in. So in one side, in the other, and then click the tie rod back in place. Excellent. That one in. Oops. That one in, and click it into place. Excellent. And turn it around, and we will just do the shocks. Excellent. Right. Now, make sure these are still in position and everything looks good. Those two have to be in position. Then put this on top, and we shall start front to rear. That is now done and complete. Wonderful. Now, the question is there anything different from the first ones that I bought? And absolutely nothing from what I can see, from what I can tell. Everything looks identical. If anything, yes, there was a tiny bit more grease in there, which I'm very happy to see. But there you go. Now we have to see, is it any faster? I don't think it will be, but that will be on the next video. So, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you next time. Take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.